had to look at a vision for the school. We looked at the community, which was mostly low income. Our parish was mostly low income. And so we saw that the state of Florida had a scholarship program for low income families, and we became a step up for students. One of the things that you see in their world is not a lot of quiet time. Parents work 2 and 3 jobs. They come from public school systems where the foundations are not there. We have 6th and 7th graders who come in reading at a 2nd and 3rd grade level. So we have huge gaps we have to fill. We also saw a need in the private schools to educate the underserved, the learning disabled, and so we opened up centers, creating an environment in which learning disabled children could blend with typical children.
She doesn't process things like other children do. When it came to focusing, which is part of her disability, you had her for about maybe 1 or 2 minutes, and then she would be like,
just the emotions of being a kid, it's tough, it's stressful. We forget because we get over it and we get older. But it's not easy, figuring things out and figuring out who you are and what you want and how you want to act.
There's a lot of noise just in general when it comes to students, and a lot of noise in general when you have middle school students, because socialization is just integral to their life. So the idea of turning off and stopping, some of them need it, some of them are craving it, some of them literally like begging, please can everything just be stopped and quiet.
Do we all remember how we meditate?
Kim Tiernan and I started talking about Transcendental Meditation about 3 years ago. She attended one of our charity fundraisers and said, I would like to bring TM to your school. And I'm like, oh, okay. Not really understanding the impact it would have.
With the TM, I was skeptical when we started doing this with a group of children, because I really was braced for me having to do a lot of behavior management. And I really did not. TM allows them to make internal decisions. I think it benefits them to pull inward more.
I'm just shocked at how much the children just really practice it in the proper way.
As a staff, meditation has allowed us to be much more effective. There's a centering piece that pervades the office, regardless of the craziness of the day.
I feel that after I meditate, I have increased focus.
We're not talking over each other, we're hearing what each other is saying, and that's what a team needs to do to build. And as a strong team, we can serve the children.
We were very interested in seeing how it affected them, both socially and academically.
she loves it when she does meditation. She now focuses. My daughter would read like things like the ball was kicked by John. That's slow. Now she goes, the ball is kicked by John, and she goes on. It's amazing. It's amazing. And I attribute that to the TM.
A class that had a reputation last year for being out of control now are being known as the highest achievers in the school.
When I first started with the class, before they learned TM, it was very hard to get them to stop talking, to focus. And after we started doing TM, they have a lot more respect for personal quiet.
The anxiety that sometimes kids get about grades and about studying and about making deadlines, they become overwhelmed, and then they actually short-circuit themselves. By having the meditation, that'll give them the tools to approach the pressures that they're facing and make better choices for themselves.
Since I've been meditating, I have been more calmer.
Our class can actually be quiet for the first time.
We respond better to each other.
We don't fight as much.
I feel more relaxed and I get better grades.
Since I've been meditating, I realized that I got less tired and I could think straighter.
Our students are really well developed in the idea of spirituality due to their religion classes and the fact that it's infused into our programs. The quiet time piece is going to be beneficial for them because it now puts a connection inside of them about how you can think about things in a quiet way.
I went to my pastor and I asked him, was meditation acceptable? And he said, clearly, of course, Candy, Catholics have meditated since there were Catholics.
I think it's an amazing program, and I've found value as a teacher, as a mom, as a person. I think it would benefit everyone greatly.
It's about gaining that confidence, letting them see that the strength is within them. Meditation really unlocks that. The ability to focus, the ability to concentrate. It will become a practice for the rest of their life, really. They want to be successful, so they want to use all the tools that we're providing for them, and this is just one of the best.